Don't give away your baby. Never let anyone take your baby. Don't sign a surrogacy contract saying you will have someone else's baby, call yourself a carrier and give away that baby, because the baby is your flesh and blood. There's a relationship that goes on for 9 months. No matter what the mother thinks about that baby, oh, it's not my baby, I'm going to give it away, it'll have a better life. None of these things mean anything to the baby. The baby wants you. The only person in the world the baby wants is the mother. The only single person when they're born. You can't replicate that gestational relationship. And it's the very first relationship a human being has when they come into this world. It's the most valuable relationship at that moment. So that's the message that we want to get out. And this is not some airy-fairy idea. The science is there, the proof is there. And yes, we know babies adapt. That's not an excuse to traumatise them.
Over the past 30 years, we've had many people who were adopted at birth in our retreats because the trauma of being separated at birth has continued to ripple throughout that person's life. And many people don't understand how that initial trauma, when you've been inside of someone for 9 months and you've been bathed in their biochemistry, you've been bathed in their nutrition, and that at the moment of birth your body is full of all of that information. And to then be separated from all of that information, the mothership as it were, where all of your information came from, is a trauma that continues often to ripple and echo throughout a person's life. And they may very well find that separation is difficult, that abandonment issues are difficult, that trust issues are difficult, because being separated at that very initial stage sets a tone that ripples on throughout a person's life.
Firstly, my name's Mark. Or is it Jared? Or is it Reese? My full name at New South Wales Birth, Deaths and Marriages says Reese Jared. My Form B says Mark Douglas. Upon reunion at the age of 38, which was prompted by my own children and the wonderment that I had, if there is anything that I could pass on to my children, brought forth these ideas that maybe I really need to search for who I really am.
So adoption for a child is about loss. It's not about child protection. A child shouldn't need to lose so much in the name of getting protection. When I was adopted, I lost my mother, and with her went my first bonded relationship, broken at birth. I also lost my sense of familiarity. I felt abandoned, shamed, strange, isolated, and alone, and I still feel those things. I lost my history and my ancestry, my genetic belonging, the foundational blocks of my identity, of a deep and secure knowing of where I came from and where I belong in this world. It's easier to stretch out when you are strong at the core, and core strength is just not about muscles.
It can also be that we are given into a family where we're not so well cared for, where there's been abuse and where the child was not loved, and where there were compounding things that happened that further undermined that sense of the child's trust in life.
When a child is adopted into a family, if you compare it to what we have as blended families in the modern day, the blended family child, you don't immediately call the step-parent mother or father. The original role of your biological mother or father is still recognised. If we were to apply that same methodology to all blended families, there would be an uproar. And this is one thing that adoptees have had to live with. and it's an adult construct. It's something that a child has to internalise.